So hello guys, what's up, this is Scher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about the recent updates and some of the news. We'll be discussing the recent content. We just got this Cave of Weapon Holy Stones with stages number 11 and 15 added. And this is like the best time for you to farm this event because, well, you have higher drops, you have a higher stage cap. Now we have 1090s, it says 1080s but it's 1090s, just like the same as the recent story caps. So you'll be getting the highest caps you can, and also getting the pickaxes, also getting the stones. You cannot get more than this. And it's only available for 7 days, now it's already 6. So I suggest you focus on your farming here. Also, there's no correct value for number of weapon holy stones that you want, depends on the number of characters that you use. I also gave my guide, my text writing guide for this event in my past video, so if you have some doubts, you should follow that guide. Well, besides this, we have some other stuff. There is this whole springtime celebrations round 2. This image already gives too much. Well, we will be getting Muse, and this is Diana and Nadart, 3 different characters that, well, belong to the Romancing Saga 1 game, the Minstrel Song. Muse is like a god, it's like a legend in the game, so that he gets something very interesting with his skill set. He was buffed for global, and he will be one of the best slash damage dealers on release. But there's a catch. He's not perfect, there is some problems with him, but they were made on purpose, because this guy is another one that needs more styles to just have all roads filled. I'll be making a specific review on this banner, but Diana and Nadart are good by themselves, but they are not awesome, they are not something that, well, you need to get as soon as possible, like Barbara, or maybe like Mei-Ling. They are platinum styles, they are not limited, but Mirza is. He is an ultra deluxe banner. So if you want to summon for this banner, you have to go for Mirza. And at least he's an AoE attacker. If you are missing Mei-Ling or Acelus, I believe it's a good idea to summon even with this low value. But if you have these characters, it's very hard to justify going for him now. He returned 2 times already in Japan. But, well, I'll be discussing this later. This is also the second part of the Springtime Celebrations missions. We'll be getting 2,000 jewels, some summon tickets, silver pieces, and stamina potions. This is just standard for most celebrations. A pretty good thing because it's like 3 rounds, 6,000 jewels, helps a ton to summon here. And this is just like something that got probably added before it should be added. It's the skill or spell amplification. This is pretty interesting because it will change how some old units play. As you can see here, there is an image showing Acelus and Rouge. This is the standard original Rouge that we can farm. He has this skill called Vermilion Sense, and then there is Acelus with Whirlwind, and they can upgrade the skills to do more damage. But sometimes damage is not the only problem with this skill. Depending on the skill, it doesn't really fix. Well, Vermilion Sense getting more damage is good, but it's still a turn 2 spell. Now it's pretty good if you have Battle of Fate Rouge, but if you have the standard one, you should not even consider this. But what about Whirlwind? Do you really use Whirlwind too much with your Acelus? Sometimes it works, but if you are thinking about the future Acelus, I suggest you skip this Whirlwind, because the future Acelus can just keep using AoE attack if you can inherit from this version of Acelus. This one is the second one, actually the first one was the White Day Acelus, that's not cool. And I believe that on the start, they tried to make the area attacks that were just too costly or just too weak better. Vermilion Sense is a different thing because, well, you can use this as inheritance to Battle of Fate Rouge. But Gravedigger is barely used, but not just because of the damage, but mostly because of the BP cost. It can only be reduced to 7 BP, so you cannot use it twice in a row. There are characters like Actor that can now use this type of skills, and they don't need to use 7 BP. In his value, it's a 5 BP attack. Way better than 7. Can even use it 3 times in a row. Well, on manual at least. And then, besides Whirlwind, we have these Dual Dragons, and Dual Dragons is also just the same. They are all row attacks. One for Pierce, one for Great Sword, another one for Swords. And then we have another one called Crescent Slash. Not many characters have this. The game already says that there is SS Hawk, Able Maint, there is Aoi as well. And Crescent Slash is just like the same, you can only be reduced to 7. It's not that bad per se, but it will depend on you using different characters to finish the first wave, so you can use this twice in a row. It will open some strategies, but on the same time, are you still using the styles that has access to these attacks? I don't know. Well, then we have Skull Splitter. This attack here is, I believe, that should be one of the best ones for those that don't have many intelligence debuffers and they want to give more value to them. Tatiana is also the subject of another buff with her attack called Gong Ringer, but not right now. In the future, she becomes better because of good skills, not that she has good passives. I don't know, it's just for those people that still haven't pulled many premium units and they are using old units that, well, are not that good. Mostly for those that spend their gems all the time. But we'll be making a video explaining this all. I suggest you don't use unless you really want to get your Battle of Fate Rouge with Vermilion and save these materials. You'll see better skill upgrades in the future. Way better, actually. Yes, as you can see, the only skills available are those on the screen. And you'll be needing some materials like this item here and this other ones that are related to the elemental or the weapon that you are using. There are many of them, many. And we also got this new expedition area. Well, finally, because it's been a long time since the latest one. And it gives us more status. It says 60 here, but, well, it means that you can get 65. Well, if you keep using it and using. Recently we can get 790s for HP if you keep pushing. I believe you can get at least 50 more here. Okay, and now we got 10 more stages on the Spiral Corridor. On the Spiral Corridor, that's pretty good because, well, we have some limited styles here. And one of them is important for those that got Sith, because Skull Sith needs one attack that comes from her version that is released on Spiral Corridor. Well, not many people will get this character so fast. I got Sif on my past month Spiral Corridor, and she has a slash plus heat damage skill that is, well, a little too much costly with not so much power, but it may be useful if the enemies against heat. And besides that, it's just this. We get a little more gems by finishing the last stage. The last stages are pretty hard, actually. I believe many people will not be able to clear it, but if you have been summoning since the January and you have Nawal's daughter, you have, you know, Bune, and maybe you have Barthélemy. I don't think Barthélemy is all that good, but Mei-Ling is. Well, you can build a squad to finish all the stages here, but it's not an easy thing. I don't know if this is being released on the same time as Japan, but the enemies here, going from stage number 61 to 70, are doing very much damage, even when using all the Holy Stones possible. We also have the same information again here. Okay. The banner, well, we have information about the banner. There will be 3 times for 1.5k paid gems. I believe this is good for those that always purchase gems. If they want to get this Mirza, they will be pretty happy. But guys, like I said, I will be talking about this banner separately. You cannot talk about this on this news, because this guy has so many different buffs that do change the way that we can play some future challenges, but, well, the price that you have to pay to try to get this guy only on this banner is just like when we were trying to summon for Nawal's daughter. ScherBR was not a good thing. Well, he's not bad per se, but he didn't offer too much value. But people had to summon for Nawal's daughter. But Nawal's daughter will be useful universally, while Mirza is still restricted and he still needs more styles to perform on now roads that we want him to perform. Because of that, Mirza is also being released alongside the Divine Tower, and this Divine Tower here gets his S style that's pretty bad for usage. It's only for inheritance, but, well, he doesn't really need any inheritance, to be honest. This Mirza don't need the S Mirza, but for collections, it's okay. But also free gems. Free gems is good. There will be some limited time missions to get some rewards as well. And all of this is being released tomorrow, on Tomorrow Reset. Yeah, Tomorrow Reset, alongside the banner and everything else. I'll be releasing this review probably by tomorrow, so you guys can check if it's worth summoning for or not. I am still deciding, but I'll probably be skipping. And then we have this battle with ScherBR. I do believe that this is being released before the original time in Japan. This was not supposed to come alongside right now. And she is also being released a new formation. And this information is pretty good because it mixes physical and magical with STR and intelligence. And we really need this because right now we are using Animal String all the time or Dragoon Strike, but nothing helps us make a mix. Ranger Rangers kind of tries to do that, but sometimes we don't have anyone to use on the Dex plus slot or on the Agility plus slot. So this formation will be good for those that want to use 2 characters that use STR and 2 characters that use Intelligence. A pretty good formation, one of the best ones in the game. But ScherBR is a pretty strong, powerful, incredible, beautiful boss. This sprite art on this boss is insane. And she also gets a style in the future. I don't know how many people will be able to beat her in release, but if you have Muse has a reason to exist. Or maybe Nawal's daughter, they will help a lot on this challenge. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's released alongside the banner, because I believe they are related. This boss is also from Romancing Saga 1. There's also the return of the Armor Holy Stones. As soon as the Weapon Holy Stones ends, I believe we'll be getting the Armor Holy Stones. And this starts to get something that will happen all the time. As you can see, they also changed this to have the same status caps as the weapon one. So 1090s instead of 1080s like he says. Very good for farming for everyone that don't want to farm story. This is usually easier than story. Also, we have this daily weekly missions update, so we got more stuff to get, nothing so special, I didn't even see the difference. And for this week, we have the Hidden Dojo with double emblem drops. Don't forget to do like I do, sometimes I forget to do this. And that's it, this covers all the new stuff, but this update also coincides with some bad things, the bugs. Yes, there was a lot of bugs, and I do understand why there are bugs on this, because they released some stuff kind of out of order when compared to Japan, and this kind of messes up with your code. When you're a programmer, you probably know this. Mixing stuff from the future with stuff from the past usually breaks stuff. And as you can see here, yeah, a lot of stuff was broken because of characters that should not have access to upgradable skills on the Sensei event. Yeah, on the Sensei event there was also a problem with using some styles that are related here. We got some compensation, some jewels, and yeah, that's it. But there's only one thing that's not here on this news board. I will show you. Well, there are 2 new welfares that can be recruited by drops, and one of them is, well, Aine. This Aine here is awesome. A very powerful character, this SS Aine. And she was also released before the original time in Japan. And she's been released before Acelus, and she steals one skill from Acelus that's pretty strong and unique. Only those 2 characters are able to use it, at least so far. And she's now here on episode 13, 2.3, Navigating the Dark. You should try to farm this girl because she is pretty strong from the current standards of the game. Then there is also another one, that is Muse. I'll be showing the 2 characters. She is on Gaiden 1.3. Gaiden 1.1.3. This Muse here is also very good for the current stage of the game, and I will also show you why I believe this. Let's go to my inventory. Okay, so we will start with Aine, but it's not a review, I'll be making a review on her. Well, she has 3 skills that are very good in my opinion. Mirage Blade will be upgraded in the future. Right now it's kind of getting old, way too costly. There are still some situations where you can use this twice in a row, but I don't suggest you using or even awakening Mirage Blade right now. Just ignore that this exists. You can fully awaken the Flash Triple Thrust attack and maybe the Sonic Slash. Even if you only want to awaken this one, you should be good. Flash Triple Thrust is the same attack that or future Acelus will get. It's a double S power skill that is not on the start of the double S power. It's a very powerful attack that's very close to triple S. Then it has 11 BP cost. You can reduce this to 8. And it's slash plus pierce damage. You can awaken this to 8 PP and use this twice in a 3-turn cycle. If you have other characters that finish the first wave, she will be able to use this twice in a row. That's pretty awesome. Acelus is still way better than Aine, but for those that don't have Acelus or don't plan on summon Naxxramas, we'll have this, or you can use both. Why not? She has very good passives as well. Usually the Platinum styles comes with fired up 3 or just, you know, a passive that it's hard to wallop, that only works when they are on full HP, but no. We have a chance to recover BP, 15% increase in damage when attacking weak targets, and fired up as well. And that is why she's just so good. And then the last character is Muse. And Muse, well, she is also pretty good because you can see that I'm farming her like crazy. She has a very good AoE cycle, even better because she got the buffed Ice Javelins from Teacher Yunzin. She can attack with an AoE attack, E-Power, but debuffs the endurance of all targets. Also, she has this Rainstorm attack that is both Cold and Lightning that can be used twice in a row. She can reduce this to 6, so 6 plus 6 plus 4 means you can use all these attacks pretty easily. Yeah, on a 3-turn cycle, she uses Rainstorm twice and Ice Javelins. Rainstorm is even stronger than Ice Javelins, and it has 2 elements. A pretty cool thing. She also has a healing spell, so, well, she's a pretty good character for 2 roles. This one of a damage dealer, but not so much because she has only weak point focus, she doesn't have fired up. Her status are not so high, she's also pretty slow, but, well, it works when it works. She recovers HP on start of a turn and can also increase her healing with this second passive. Well, I guess that's it, guys. I suggest you farming these characters when you have the time. Still focus a little on the Weapon Holystone's cave because it's way better right now. And when you have the time, when it finishes, and if you don't want to farm for stones that are for armors, you can decide this later. I believe that's it. I think I covered everything. I'll be making different videos covering every different thing later because, well, it's easier this way. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you want to support the channel, you can use the links here in the description of the video. We see each other on the next one. Bye.